Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Albert and Billy Show. You're listening here on WUAT AM 1110 radio and watching us on Channel 18 BTC Fiber TV. And you can also watch us on the BTC Fiber YouTube channel. Click on there and, of course, subscribe. We want you to subscribe and like and comment as long as you're nice. I emphasize that. Get on there and subscribe, folks. We passed that 1,000 mark. I thought we done pretty good on that. It's pretty good ways past it.
I knew that was one of your objectives. You kept saying you'd like for us to get to that plateau.
Well, that's because Mr. BTC Fiber told me that. Mr. Charlie Boring. He did, and we got there. But keep doing it, is what I'm saying, folks, because the more the merrier, absolutely. The more the better. So keep subscribing and liking and commenting. And we got plenty of birthday action just in a 2-day period here, Papa.
Really?
But first off, how have you been today, this week? Fair to middling?
Well, I got my brace off yesterday.
Oh.
I've just got it wrapped now.
Yeah. That's big news.
And he told me it was not broken.
Well, that's good to know.
It's very weak. I have to be careful what I try to do with it.
Yeah, sometimes, I know it's weird to say, but sometimes bruising something seems like it hurts more than breaking something.
It's weird,
sore.
It's still sore.
Yeah. Well, at least so you're on the right path there, at least, Papa.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a pretty day here in Pikeville, Tennessee. It's just cold outside.
I think it's supposed to get up to 50 today.
I think it did. It sure isn't here. Don't ever have to worry about that, though. Well, Papa, one of the birthdays is your granddaughter.
She's
my
22
first cousin.
today. She's 22.
So happy birthday today to Casey May. Happy birthday, Casey May Roberts. Hers is today. We got another one. We got 2 more today, though. Also, Nick Trujillo, he used to be with BTC Fiber, so happy birthday, Nick. And also happy birthday to Victoria, well, not Reed no more, I guess Rodriguez. Not Housley no more, Victoria Housley, though, so I'm talking about, but she's now Rodriguez. So happy birthday, Victoria. And yesterday, Stephen Kahn had a birthday. We love him. He's a big fan of the show, of course. God, you know what? I can't believe this. I've had him on the radio before a long time ago in an interview talking about his book, The Devil Called Collect. We need to get him. I don't know. I cannot believe it. I'm just thinking of this. He would be a great guest on here.
He's one of the men. He's the only man that ever told me that he had been in every state capital.
Oh, he is the one that told you that, isn't he? Yes.
Let me tell you, he was a smart man.
He is very interesting to talk to.
And his wife is as nice as they come.
They are, and I know they're back here now, aren't they? I know they travel some with his.
Well,
I don't really know on his job now.
When he left Cold Springs Baptist Church as pastor, he became a chaplain on a cruise ship.
Yeah, and they traveled quite a bit. So, but he would be a great guest. So we might have to. I'm gonna have to get a hold of him.
They live out on the mountain from Lee Station, I think.
Okay. Well, that story, it's a book that he wrote, and it's based on a true story. We're going to have to make that happen. I'm just mad at myself for just now thinking of this, you know.
Well, I did not know that he had contacted you.
Oh, well, I'd done a radio interview with him like years ago. And what I'm saying is I can't believe I'm just now thinking like, wow, we should have him on the show to talk about the book that he talked about that day based on a true story, make cold chills go up your spine. Very, very interesting.
He is very interesting.
Yes. Also, happy birthday yesterday to Sandy Dodson, Miss Blitzonian Banner. Happy birthday, Sandy. So happy birthday to Stephen, Sandy, Casey May, Nick Trujillo, Victoria. Also, we'll say Sundays again, just in case. Happy birthday also. This was on the 22nd. Roy Robertson had a birthday, Patty Reel, and Debbie Nail. So happy birthday to all you guys.
I remember that.
Yeah, I do now once I said it. I couldn't remember at first, and as soon as I started saying the names, I realized that I said that last week. So let us get a double happy birthday. I'm sure they're not going to complain about that, Papa.
No, I think not.
Well, Papa will be telling us about the big rook tournament coming up. In just a week or two, I guess now.
No, it'll be tomorrow is the 28th.
Okay,
so it'll be 2 Saturdays down the road.
It seemed like far away when we first started talking about it, but it's getting close now.
But Wednesday is the first day of February, so it will be 2 weeks from tomorrow. 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Now, is this a leap year?
No, there's 28 days.
Okay. That always confuses me. I don't get it. I don't.
If you had been planning the calendar out, you would not have done that, would you?
No, because it makes no sense to me. We'd have to dedicate a whole episode just trying to figure all that out and explaining it to people.
There's 4 months out of 12 that have 30 days.
Okay.
7 of them have 31 days.
Yeah.
And 1 month has 28 days, except every leap year it has 29 days. Go figure.
It's never made any sense to me at all.
I don't know who did that, but I wasn't there.
No. Whoever done that, I think, was trying to confuse us, I believe. They was messing with us a little bit, and they succeeded. We do have some events to tell you about, though, before Papa tells you about the Rook Tournament. We'll make sure I didn't miss any on this page. Okay, it's 2 good breakfast meals, folks, and it's tomorrow morning. Both of them tomorrow. One is from 6:30 to 10, one's from 7 to 10. Heck, if you're smart, you go to both of them. So, all right, I'll tell you first about it's the Big Country Breakfast at the Lusk Community Center. This one will start at 6:30. So it starts at 6:30 a.m., lasts till 10 a.m., like I said. Proceeds will go to the center's utilities, building, and playground maintenance. Please come join them for good food and fun fellowship. For more info or you'd like to make a donation, call Melanie Knott. The number to call, well, obviously 423-618-0404. Hey, that's easy. I like that. I like it when the numbers are easy. 618-0404. Call Melanie Knott if you have any questions. And then also, one of our favorites, it's the Fall Creek Falls Fire Department monthly country breakfast. It's going to be tomorrow, weather permitting, it says. This one's from 7 to 10 a.m. And of course, it's at the fire hall out at Fall Creek Falls. The menu is always interesting. Biscuits and gravy, scrambled eggs, hash browns, pancakes. That's my favorite. Waffles, actually. I don't know. It's a close race between pancakes and waffles.
And fruit topping.
I know, man. Yeah, that sounds good right now. It really does. Also, bacon, sausage, country ham, fried bologna, as Papa says. You got some fresh fruit as well. To drink, you can get a glass of orange juice, cup of coffee, glass of milk, or water. Plates will be $10 each, but now children 10 and under can eat for free. Remember, though, the $10 charge for the breakfast is obviously for a very good cause. Anytime you buy anything at a fire department fundraiser, you're doing a good thing, because as we emphasize a lot on here, is they're volunteer. It's all volunteer, so people should gladly help out on that.
It would seem to me, just simple deduction, with all these fire departments having a monthly breakfast, they must make enough money to keep on doing it.
Yeah, you're right. I never thought about that. But
Well,
yeah, they do. They'd have to.
I know the one up here at the Veterans Club, it's always sponsored by someone.
Oh, no, that's true.
Someone pays for the food. My
You're right.
pastor,
They don't all say that. Yeah.
we had a Baptist Men's Day breakfast at the church the other day, and my pastor said he bought a box of bacon. I don't know how many pound was in it for $108.
Gosh.
I don't know how much.
Wow.
I don't know how much bacon he got.
Wow. I hope a lot, but probably not that much. The prices the way they are right now.
I think I have seen some bacon listed at $5 and $6 a pound.
I'm sure you have.
And eggs
I'm sure you have.
eggs
It's all
are
ridiculous.
astronomical.
Yeah.
They're $4 and something a dozen, or $5.
Yeah, I've heard that. So yeah, just to break even would be a success right now.
If I could figure out a
Sure they
way
have,
to eat half an egg, I would just eat. I dropped down from 2 to 1. Now I need to drop down to a half.
I want to see you do that.
Be cheaper on me.
That is true. It would be. Well, now you can tell us about the big rook tournament that's making its way back after a 2-year absence.
I was leery of talking about this so long ago, but now it's fast approaching.
I know. It's crazy.
The next month is here upon us. Next Wednesday will be the first day of February. So this will be on the 11th. So it'll be the second Saturday in February.
That's true. Yeah.
And it's starting at 2 o'clock in the afternoon over here at the Embers Ice Cream Shop.
Yes.
And the fee for you entering the Rook tournament is $10 per head. There's got to be 2 people to form a team, so some of these people will band together and they'll come in pairs of 2. But at the same time, I would think some people.
They'll show up without a partner.
They show up without a partner, and so then they draw straws to see who gets to play with whom.
That's
But
right.
anyway, you pay $10 per head. Included in the fee to play in the tournament, you get a meal. You get a hot dog, you get chips, you get a drink, and you get dessert.
That's right. Can't beat that. Plus the ice cream. Yeah, that ice cream, all kinds of ice cream.
Well, ice cream's not cheap.
No. I might have to play in it and get me a banana split. I believe, is that Cliff walking by that? I think it was.
He walked down that way and then walked back.
Yeah.
But anyway, this will be a triple elimination tournament.
I know that's mind blowing to me.
That is good. And also, those of you that enter a tournament in order to win, your trophy will be awarded if you finish first, and you will also get a trophy if you finish second.
That's right. And that's what a lot of the fee goes to as well.
So if you have any questions, you can just call Cliff at home if you got his home phone number, because you can't call the ice cream shop.
Yeah, they're closed for, well, just briefly. I think they're closed just a couple more months, and that'll be here before you know it too. Be right back open in April.
Well, I was telling Ethan a while ago,
for that.
Right now, if you were open as an ice cream shop, you wouldn't have much business.
No, you'd have to sell like coffee and hot chocolate. That's what you need to do. I think you'd sell plenty of that, don't you?
Yes, it would work.
Coffee, yeah. Hot chocolate, man, that'd be good right now. I gotta stop talking. Let's bring on the trivia.
All right, I have a few here, just a few.
Just a few.
What is the opposite of difficult?
Easy.
Easy. If someone gives you assigns you something to do, then you can view it as difficult or easy.
Right.
Now, what does caviar come from?
Oh, caviar. Fancy talk there, sir.
You don't. You
That's
don't
what's
order that.
funny about it is it's so fancy, and for the rich people, and it's fish eggs. It's like crazy.
Just fish eggs.
Yeah.
But you call it caviar.
Yeah, I don't get.
And the correct
funny.
term for fish eggs is roe.
I didn't know that.
R-O-E.
I don't know that I would want to try caviar. I mean, I don't think that I have because fish eggs doesn't sound very appealing.
I don't. It doesn't sound interesting to me.
It's expensive, I'm sure. I mean, it's expensive, so why pay a bunch of money for something you probably tastes like crap anyway?
Now, I have seen people, whenever you catch a fish and they're loaded with eggs, I've seen people eat those eggs.
You have?
Fry them just like the fish.
Okay.
They would apply heat,
For some reason, I envisioned something totally different. Just them just eating the eggs as they caught the fish.
If you
But
tell,
honestly though, I've never heard of somebody cooking the eggs with the fish either. That's crazy.
I've only seen it happen one time.
Wow.
If you tell a tall tale, what have you told?
Okay.
A tall tale.
Yeah, let me think here a minute, cause I know what you're talking about. Is there another clue you can give me?
Some people are noted for telling tall tales.
Okay, like lies, fibs.
Like a
okay,
lie.
There we go.
But they go to such lengths that you'll almost believe them.
Oh yeah, and they just add and add to it, don't
Hell
they?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
The trouble with telling a lie, you've got to tell another lie to back up the first lie.
Yeah, that gets confusing.
Yeah, I would forget which one I was on. A cowboy rope. What do you call the rope that a cowboy uses? What does he do with the rope?
I mean,
What does he do to that doggy that's running and he's on his horse trying to catch that dog?
yeah, he's trying to he's trying to throw the rope around on.
Oh, what do you call that rope that he throws?
I know this makes me mad when I know something I can't think of it. Lifeline. Do you know?
Lasso.
Thank you. Dang it! Those are the ones that make me mad. Dang it!
There's another term for it besides lasso, and I would have accepted it, lariat.
Oh, okay. I guess so.
But lasso.
I was trying to say lasso like as they lasso them, and the word just would not come to me.
I don't think that was hard.
No, I just couldn't think of the dang word.
Okay, if your team is expected to win and they do not win, what does the other team do to you if they beat you?
Oh,
And you were favored to win.
yeah, I like seeing that. As long as it's not my team, you like rooting for the underdogs so they can pull off a upset. Upset is the final answer.
Carolyn always rooted for the underdog.
I do too. I mean, like I said, unless it's Tennessee or my favorite team.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
I think human nature maybe is to root for the underdog.
Well, I don't know that it's human
It's the
nature,
beauty
but
of
it's
March
good.
Madness.
It's good that they have someone in their corner.
It is. It's nice to see it upset like that. Or to me, it's nice to see.
Last night, Tennessee was not favored to win.
No, and I can see why. Man alive.
A
Turnover City.
A favorite beverage at Christmas that we drink. No other time do you
Yeah.
drink it in the year except right before Christmas.
Yep, and it tastes like. I don't care for it too much, but a lot of people like it. That would be eggnog.
Eggnog. And
I do not like the taste at all.
and what happens is sometimes somebody slips and puts some nog in there with that eggnog.
Yeah, I would have to probably have that little nog in it to drink it because the taste. I mean, to me, it's very rich.
It is very rich.
Whew.
It
I
is
couldn't
very
drink a lot of that.
I think over the years I've had more given to me than I've bought.
I bet.
The abbreviation, 3 letters, for Chief Executive Officer. Chief Executive Officer.
CEO.
CEO. That's not hard.
No, it's one of those that are so easy, it's tricky. You're a master at those.
All right, the last one. Get this now.
Okay.
A holy sister.
Okay, give me time to think a minute. A holy sister.
In the Catholic faith.
Nun. It's a
nun.
nun.
But you call them sister.
You do, and they have to give up everything too, just like a priest, don't they?
They agree to a life of celibacy.
Yeah, but now some of them though have, lived their life a little bit before they become a nun.
Well, we had a man to lead us on a tour one time of the Amish community in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio.
That would be cool.
And he was not a member of the church, but he was taking us to all the points of interest.
Yeah.
And he told us that when he got ready to join the church, he'd have to give up his way of life. But he said, right now, I'm sowing my wild oats. He told us that.
At least he was honest about it.
He said, right now, I'm sowing my wild oats. And when I get through, I'll join the church.
That reminds Amish. There's a show. There's a reality show about Amish people. I don't know if it still comes on, but it's where they're when they get grown, they have one chance to they get to go out. They call us like the English world's what they call it.
Oh.
You get to go out into that for I don't know how long. On the reality show, they all went to New York City, so talk about like they were in complete shock. These Amish people.
I'm sure I would be.
Yeah. Well, can you imagine an Amish person how they feel in New York City? Go from that simple life to the craziest way of life there is.
That'd be ridiculous.
It would be, but that was what they got to do. They get to decide basically. What is that called? It starts with an R. I cannot think of the name. I'm gonna look it up on break because it's gonna drive me crazy. But basically, after that period of time, they have to decide. They get to decide whether they want to stay in the English world or come back to the Amish world, to the Amish church. And it's like if they decide to stay in the English world, though, their family, the community's done with them. Like that is it. They wipe their hands of them. They're very, very strict.
The difference in the Amish community and
Mennonites.
And the Mennonites.
Mm-hmm.
Mennonites have churches.
Yes,
and Amish people just go from farm to farm.
That is right.
And they'll load up their pews on a wagon and their songbooks, and they go from a community, right. An Amish commune is what they call it.
Mm-hmm.
They consist of about 11 families, I think. And when you get too large, then you've got to break off and start another commune somewhere else.
Okay. And another barn, I'll take it. Okay.
And we went to the one in Ohio, and we went to one here in Tennessee.
What?
And
really?
The one in Tennessee, there is one man that makes all the caskets, but he also makes furniture to sell to people. But he makes the caskets for everyone that dies.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to one home. The man was blind that lived there, and so someone had to mow his yard for him and do everything. But he made even though he was blind, he was able to make baskets.
Oh, okay.
And he would sell the baskets to tourists that would. Our tour bus stopped there at their home.
Okay.
And she sold eggs.
Yeah.
And he sold baskets.
So some of the Amish churches, I guess, are okay with it being a tourist destination, because I guarantee you they make the final decision.
Some of these homes were taboo. We couldn't stop at some homes because they didn't want visitors.
Oh, well.
They didn't want visitors. But it's an interesting way of life.
It really is. It's very interesting. They shun them. They'll shun you. I don't know how you can. I mean, on that part, I guess I just agree to disagree with them. that's a big decision to make. And these people are young adults too, so put that much pressure on one decision like that and this to be done with them, that's too extreme in my opinion. I couldn't do that.
Now, when the one we went to up here in above Jamestown, they have a way of life where they're depicting the way that people used to live, and and it's interesting because they still have.
They're so simple.
Yeah, they still make brooms and they still do things like that.
No
and
electricity.
They don't believe in public transportation.
Gosh.
But now, if someone dies in another state, they'll ride a bus.
I didn't know that.
They'll ride a bus to go to that funeral.
Okay. So that it's
but
just
they
like
use
they
a
don't.
bus, a horse and buggy.
Yeah, that is right, to go everywhere.
Yeah.
Now it would be interesting to go into an Amish community like that as a trip. I'm sure that was very interesting.
We went to 3, one in Ohio and 2 here in Tennessee.
Well, there's an Amish community actually here now.
Out on
the
Rockdale.
mountain. Yeah. You know, I've not been out there yet. I mean, I know
Vicky
Mom goes out there some.
Mm-hmm.
But I hear they sell a lot of stuff out there too, don't they?
Yeah.
Like they make a lot of jellies and things like that. So we have one here. I just kind of remembered that. I need to go check it out. Well, anyway, that's it for our trivia / Amish history lesson there. But it is interesting, it really is. But anyway, after the commercial break, folks, we'll be back with some sports on the depressing side this time.
Yeah.
Which, at least the guys, though, they play Texas tomorrow, so maybe they can make up for the girls playing like crap last night. We'll see. We'll tell you all about that and some other things in sports. And, of course, we have good old Albertology and some jokes. All that's coming up next right after the commercial break. So you stick around, folks. We'll be right back.
See ya.
Welcome to the Dunlap Mercantile, located in the heart of the beautiful Sequatchie Valley at 15664 Rankin Avenue in Dunlap, Tennessee. Stop in today for some Mayfield ice cream or a cup of community coffee, and if you're interested in renting this venue for your event, call 423-949-2552. Stay tuned to DunlapMercantile.com for concerts and events coming to the Dunlap Mercantile in 2021. God bless.
Welcome back, folks, to the Albert and Billy Show. Listen to us on WUAT Radio, watching us on Channel 18 BTC Fiber TV, and the BTC Fiber YouTube page. I want to thank our sponsors.
Yeah.
And also, you can go to, I remembered this time, you can also go to the BTC Fiber Facebook page and the Albert and Billy Show Facebook page. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't, but I think that's 2 weeks in a row that I have.
You not check with me
Good
on
job,
that.
Billy. Yeah, the computer expert, I tell you. Thank you. We want to go through them quickly today, folks, but a big thank you beforehand. Huge thank you to the following people, our sponsors. Here we go. Thank you to Citizens Tri-County Bank, Bilbrey Insurance, Scotty's of Pikeville, the offices of Janine Boynton, Lisa Wheeler, Michael Walker, Farm Bureau Insurance, Matt Massengale in South Pikeville, right by Putnam Funeral Home, Nickel Row Antiques, they'll be reopening in April. State Farm Insurance, go see Nick Smith and his friendly staff. Milldam Outdoor Adventures, it's Lola's, she's right here on Main Street. Collier Company Realty, Michelle Collier. Dexter's Barbershop, the Butter Dish, Southern Pearl Florist Home Decor and Gifts. Yes, I nailed it again. Hilltop Meats, the Daily Stop. Oh, and don't forget about Adriana, the Seashore Getaway. She can get you away to wherever you want to go. You want to get away, call
Anywhere
her.
in the world.
That's right. So if you're wanting to get away, she's the one to call. I might have to call her. I can use a vacation right now. Well, Papa, I'm probably not going to want to talk about much of the sports, only the good stuff, but last night was depressing.
Yes.
Very much so.
First thing I want to do, I want to correct something I said last week about the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 50.
Yeah.
The Roman numeral for 50, I believe, is L.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think they wanted to associate that with an L in baseball for a loss.
I remember you saying that.
Okay, but I said they put X is 10. They just called it Super Bowl 50, as best I recollect.
Oh.
They did away with the Roman numerals for Super Bowl 50 because
Okay, they just couldn't do it for whatever reason.
I think they deliberately bypassed the Roman numerals for that one game. Now that's
Yeah, because they're back to it now, right?
I would think, yeah.
That has to be it, Papa.
Last Saturday in Baton Rouge, we took on the LSU Tigers, and we came out
And
on
Louisiana.
77-56.
Yeah, great win. Even though LSU struggling this year, apparently, on the men's side.
But let me tell you, the football is going to be different in LSU.
Oh,
They're favored to win the West.
Oh, yeah. I knew he was recruiting real well. Well, and they're young. They were young this year.
They were young.
So they got a few wins they shouldn't have got.
They were up and down.
To beat Alabama.
But they're able to retain most of what they had.
That's the problem. They're going to get better.
And they've got recruits. So Brian Kelly is to be... I'll put it this way. Nick Saban does not just have to worry about Georgia only.
Oh, no. And honestly, Nick Saban, LSU's really always been a thorn in Alabama's side. Even on years where they've been dominant, LSU seems to give them problems no matter what.
Well, maybe we've started a trend.
Now we have, yeah, that's right.
Tennessee, how many times can you tell me in the last 15 years we defeated Alabama?
Just one time.
One time.
You know what's interesting? Nick Saban used to coach LSU, and he won his first national championship with them.
Yeah.
Ain't that crazy?
So he put his stamp on the sport.
He sure did.
Before he ever got to Alabama.
He did. He turned LSU into a powerhouse first.
But I heard Paul Feinbaum show. He was the MC, and he said yesterday, I think it was, Bear Bryant's 40th anniversary of his death.
Oh.
And he died in 1983. On yesterday was the day. But anyway, he said Alabama is still Alabama from the imprint Bear Bryant left on the sport.
That's true.
He said Bear Bryant was not a coach. Bear Bryant was the coach.
Dang.
That's what he said. And he even went so far as to say that players that played under him still revere him.
Yeah. Then he
revere is a word that you reserve for God.
Right. Right. They must have really respected him then.
You don't revere a human being.
Right.
You know? But he said that some of the players actually still revere Paul Bear Bryant.
Must have made a big impact in their life.
It was not just on the field. It had to be in their private life for him to make that much of an impact on them.
Yes, kind of like Pat Summitt.
Wow.
Now, the game, Tennessee laid a big egg last night, but the beforehand, the show they did, College Game Day was in Knoxville, and Well, they did a they really a great tribute to her, and
They
I
did.
mean it was really really good, and she was a very good person, and she only cared about the sport and tried to grow it. Even UConn's coach, he had to admit, and the second time I've heard him say it, and it's a lot for him to say it. You know it is because he has a huge ego,
Oh,
but he did say, "I respect her, and she was the greatest coach ever." And that's the second time he said it.
well, Connecticut has won a bunch of ball games, but they're second to Tennessee in the
That's
overall
right.
picture.
And they would not be. He was also saying Rebecca Lobo as well, who played for UConn. They said there would not be a UConn without Pat Summitt. She didn't have to schedule them. When she scheduled them and played them, it put them on the map. She wanted to grow the game.
Let me tell you, I believe, best I recollect, she would take the players in her own car.
Yeah, in the early years, she
Yeah.
sure did. She
She-
sure did. She did
she-
their laundry too.
She actually picked up that program and took it on, put it on her back, and
She
carried
did.
it.
She did from
Not
built
just
it from
the-
scratch.
Not just for Tennessee, the sport.
That's the amazing part is how she built the sport.
She built the sport of women's basketball
Yes.
to the point that it is now second to men.
Yeah, but used to it like you'd just see a few games on TV. It's been a long time ago, but you'd barely see them on TV.
There
Just a
wouldn't
few
be anybody
games.
in the stands either.
No, and if it wasn't for her, it would not have grown to what it is now.
Oh, she did.
She's the one that done that.
Okay.
But she'd be disappointed with them last night, wouldn't she?
Oh yes.
They've not been the same since she left, unfortunately.
Who's going to be in the Super Bowl?
Well, I mean, I don't care really because I told you last week my team didn't even make the playoffs. But I don't know. Is the Bengals still in it?
I think Buffalo got put out by the Bengals.
Okay.
Buffalo got put
Well,
out.
the Bengals haven't won it either. They almost did last year, but they lost to the Rams. The Rams, defending champs, didn't make the playoffs, Papa. That's crazy.
Well, and then Dallas got put out.
Good.
Was it San Francisco? put them
Yes. I think, well, you know what? It might be the 49ers and the Bengals in.
It
But
might
the
be
Kansas
them
City
again.
Chiefs might have something to say about that, too.
But that we'll have that ball game in February, won't we?
Yeah. Well, they're down. I guess they're down to the final four teams in the playoffs right now.
The AFC is this weekend.
Cincinnati and Kansas City.
It's this weekend. All right.
The NFC, I guess, would be San Francisco and
Whoever.
I can't think of who the NFC other one is, but I'll think of it eventually.
I've got a big question for you, and I don't have an answer. I want you
Well,
to.
gee.
Is Brady finished?
I don't know.
I mean,
I thought he was once before, and he even said he was, and then he come back.
Yeah, and he came back big time.
Yeah, won another Super Bowl, first year with the team.
But
So I don't know.
I just don't know.
He might give it one more year, maybe.
Money's not an issue.
Yeah, I know. He has all the money that he'll ever need. I don't know why he just don't retire and enjoy the rest of his life. In sports, you get to retire at such a young age. Go off and enjoy being a multi-millionaire, billionaire, whatever you are.
And being an icon.
Exactly. He must really love the sport.
There's
He must
another
really
thing.
love it.
You know he's got to get bruised.
Exactly. He
Because
must really
The
love it.
object of the game for those 11 players on the opposing team is to kill the quarterback.
That's right.
That's the sport they're playing, is kill the quarterback.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
All right. On the Paul
Feinbaum
show, he posed this: what is the most clutch player right now in sports, any sport?
That's vague, but okay.
So John Rahm was number one, the name that came up, and that's in the sport of golf.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I don't even know who that is.
Jalen Hurts,
Okay,
football.
cool.
We ought to know Jalen Hurts.
Exactly.
But Brett Mayer,
Who's he played for?
Maher? Was he football?
I think so.
Yeah,
I can't think of who he played for though.
I don't know either. In
So long the names that they give.
in Tennessee men's team, they have risen to number 4 ranking.
Yeah, I don't know. I was gonna say they deserve it, but I still mad about that Kentucky game.
Well, Alabama is number 2. I couldn't. Believe
Yeah,
that.
that's crazy.
I couldn't believe that.
I mean, Alabama has had a few years where they are good at basketball. Don't get me wrong, but it's not consistent,
It's not
especially
consistent.
like their football program.
This surprised me.
Me too. Me too.
And Purdue being number 1.
That surprised
That
me
surprised
too.
me.
Because you talked about that the other night. They've not been good in years.
Another big surprise came to me this week. Jimbo Fisher hired Bobby Petrino to be on his staff.
You mean Jimbo Fisher still has a job? I can't believe
I can't
that.
believe that.
Dang. Well, I guess you know what, I say that, but maybe I've always said programs should not get in such a hurry to fire these coaches off just one bad year.
He's got credentials.
He does. So
But
he
for
better
him-
perform this year, though.
For him to hire Bobby Petrino,
That's a strange hire. I don't get that.
he's got baggage.
A lot of that. I don't get that.
I don't need him. Okay, on the bright
Strange.
side, Josh Heupel, Tennessee's coach,
Mhm.
got a raise.
He deserves it.
He is now in the $9 million plateau.
Whoa. He got a raise and a half, didn't
Only man that in the SEC that makes more than him would
he?
be
Saban and Georgia's
Saban
coach.
and Kirby.
Yeah. Wow.
Maybe one more, I don't know. But
the only one that come in close, maybe close to his, would be LSU's.
he's
Well, in Ole Miss, they might have to pay Lane a pretty penny.
I'm sure to get him
Yeah.
to get his name on the contract.
Yeah.
But I'd say
that's impressive.
I'd say this was a defensive move. They didn't want to lose him.
Yeah, they're stupid if they do. I'll tell you that.
But he's won 18 games in 2 years.
Exactly. And they had won 18 games in about 10 years before that. Under like 3 different coaches, Papa.
All right. Thursday, Tennessee women. That was
now you're going
yesterday.
to talk about it, yeah.
They took on number 5 Connecticut.
I gave you the perfect segue, by the way, a while ago with the Pat Summitt story. Could have went right into that ball game.
Well,
Get it over with because it's depressing.
it was sad, but
It was.
the only bright spot was the third quarter.
Yeah, they played one good quarter and that's it.
They got within 2 points.
Yeah.
And you would think if I got that close, by being behind 15 points,
Yeah.
you pull back up and you got hold of your bootstraps and you pulled yourself up and you're
Yes.
within 2 points, and then to just throw it away.
And they did.
They
Literally,
took it
didn't they? By turnovers. That's
Same.
why I changed the channel, Papa, because every time they'd make some segue, you call them miss. Well, Tennessee couldn't build momentum because they'd turn the ball over. I mean, that's
It's
why
sad.
it's ridiculous.
They got beat 17 points.
Yeah, and which it was, that's one of those games where the score, it was a much closer game than that, but
In the third quarter,
Tennessee would have been, you know what got them, honestly? They started like they were a bunch of freshmen in high school playing. That first quarter was pathetic.
it was, and it looked to me like they thought, well, I shouldn't even be on the court with these
That's what
players.
it seemed like. There was no defense at all from Levoz last night. None.
And the other team took advantage of it.
Yeah.
They played like heck.
Did you notice all the easy layups that UConn hit in that first quarter? Just nobody was guarding them. I couldn't believe Pat Summitt should have called timeout
She'd
and
have
laid
gone
into
timeout
them.
and there would have been a tongue thrashing.
You dang right.
Okay, Tennessee men took on Georgia on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And that was a taste of fresh meat.
Yes, we needed that.
70 to 41.
And they destroyed them, by the way. Speaking of defense, Papa, look at there. 41 points.
That is unreal.
That's a very impressive defense. They held Georgia to 41 points.
It was almost like they were outclassed.
They were,
Georgia was
yeah.
outclassed.
Tennessee did outclass them.
Well, I think what we were trying to do is make up for the football.
I think so too. But now, surely you know it's kind of going to be ironic when they play Texas tomorrow because it's his old team, Rick Barnes' old former
Yes.
team.
I have visions of how I want that to turn out.
Yeah,
but we'll
me
have to wait
too.
and see that the game's over. How it
I
turns out.
know. I hope Tennessee wins.
Another thing Paul Feinbaum did this week, he said, "Who is your favorite icon in sports?" And some of the interesting names that showed up was Evel Knievel. Do you remember Evel Knievel?
Heard of him?
Motorcycle.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Motorcycle.
Kinda strangely come
Dale
up on that
Earnhardt.
show. I get that. I mean, even though I don't consider racing a sport, I know people do, but I don't. Because
I don't.
You're not an
I
athlete.
wouldn't want to watch. But Jeff Gordon, that's another one in racing.
Yeah, I mean they're good racers. Yeah, they're good race car drivers.
But the two names that rang a bell with me was Paul Bear Bryant. He
legend.
was an
Legendary.
icon.
Mm.
And then Pat Summitt.
Yes,
Those
two
two I
were.
could identify with.
Yes, definitely.
More than Evel Knievel, because a lot of what he did was stunts.
Yeah, I don't think
Daredevil
sports.
stunts.
I don't think of sports when I think of that.
Well, it's just like marbles. You don't think marbles.
Sure do not.
Then, let me close out the sports with this. On the Paul Feinbaum show, he said, "Give me the worst job interview question you ever had." Job
Really?
interview question.
And they said on there, that's
These
funny.
are some of the questions. Why are you so beautiful? This is sports and it's also jokes.
no kidding. Yeah.
Why didn't you feel the need to wear a shirt for this interview?
God,
You didn't want the job very badly, did you?
must not have.
If you were a fruit, what fruit would you be?
That's crazy.
And then another question was, if you were a tool, what tool would you be? A woman said, I'd be duct tape. Would you like to
That's
start
crazy.
right now? I was asked.
Can't believe it.
I was asked, what is 13 times 13?
On a job interview?
I could tell you what 12 times 12 is, but I
Yeah.
couldn't tell you what 13
No.
times 13 is. Would you sell me this stapler?
These people are pathetic.
If the business world was run by animals, what animal would you be?
Did anybody answer that one?
No, these are just questions that business
Yeah.
people came up with to ask in a job interview.
They're so ridiculous,
Listen
though.
to this one.
That's crazy.
How cool would you be if someone spit on you?
I would not be cool at all. I'd be knocking their head off.
And the last one, have you ever milked a cow?
Those are the dumbest questions for a job I've ever heard of.
All right. I'm going to bypass the rest of these and I'm going to go straight to jokes.
Well, yeah, it's time for Albertology. You can do some Albertology if you want.
Well, okay. Listen to this one.
You've gotten in the mood for jokes, ain't you?
Well, this is just terminology.
Who would have thought, though, honestly, that when I think of Paul Feinbaum, I don't think of humor like that. Do you?
But have you ever watched him? He'll get down and with the Georgia Bulldog and let the Bulldog lick him.
Does he?
And when they play Florida, he will get right down with the alligator and you get
Whoa.
nose to nose with that alligator.
Wow, dang. I didn't know. I've not seen him do that.
You remember Lucille Ball?
Oh, yeah. Speaking of legends, yeah.
All right,
There's
let
a
me tell
legend.
you. In 1938, David Selznick was getting ready to film Gone with the Wind. It broke in 39.
Okay.
He wanted a red-headed woman to be the star,
Starlet.
as Scarlett O'Hara. And so a young starlet named
Lucille Ball.
Lucille Ball came for an interview.
Oh, wow. I didn't
It
know
was
this.
raining cats and dogs outside, and she got soaking wet. They took her in the manager's office, in the producer's office, to dry out and wait. And so she's drying her hair, and in walks the man, Selnick, and he just gives her some lines to read, and he turns her down. She does not get the role.
And she ended up being an
Listen.
icon.
In 1957, Lucy and Desi bought his office
No.
and turned it into Desilu Productions. So she got her revenge.
Man, how ironic is that? Go Lucy.
Desi and Lucy.
That's funny.
All right, I got.
She probably when she come in for Gone with the Wind, I'm assuming that was before she
Oh, yeah.
had got her big break.
This is
right. She was
38.
young, yeah.
You remember
Hello.
a fellow by the name of Elton John?
Yeah.
Let me tell you his real name. Reginald Kenneth Dwight was his real name.
What in the world they come up with Elton John then?
Well, he became a backup for the band, the blues singer Long John Baldry. He was just on the
Blues scene.
menagerie just a little bit because he was the backup singer, backup player.
Right.
Later, Dwight changed his name, and he got the first name of John Baldry, and his saxophonist was Elton Dean. John Elton.
So that's
Elton Dean.
oh my! So he come up with Elton John.
Elton John.
You know, yeah. I mean, obviously some celebrities use their real names, but just as many don't. It'd be interesting to see the one like stories like that, how they come up with those names. You know.
I want you wouldn't remember. You wouldn't know who Robert Murdoch is.
He used to host Unsolved Mysteries, didn't he?
Robert Murdoch
No,
owns a bunch of places. I want to give you 8
Yeah, I don't know.
places he owns. Listen to these.
Producer, will you look up who hosted Unsolved Mysteries? Is Robert somebody? Yeah, that deep voice.
Robert Murdoch owns the New York Times.
Oh wow.
No, the New York Post and the London Times. That's 2 newspapers. He owns the Australian in Sydney, Australia. That's 3. He owns TV Guide. He owns 20th Century Fox.
Oh, I do know what you're talking about. I absolutely do. Fox News.
He owns Madison Square Garden
I
and
know
Fox News
he owns
Channel,
this other stuff though.
and he owns the LA Dodgers.
I bet you didn't know that. Did
No,
you?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know he owned all of this other stuff. No.
Robert Stack.
Robert Stack.
Oh, I remember Robert Stack.
Yeah, he was perfect for that show, Unsolved
Yeah.
Mysteries.
I want to ask you now if you remember me telling you about the Grinch that almost stole Christmas and he used his little dog to pull that sleigh.
I do. Yeah.
You remember what I told you that dog's name was?
Crap. I want to say I do, but I don't.
Listen. The favorite name for a dog, for a pet, is Max.
That's his name. That's
That was the Grinch's dog's name.
I
Max.
keep forgetting that.
Can you believe that?
No,
All right.
that's the most popular name for dogs.
That's the most popular name for dogs. I want to give you some jokes now.
All right, let's hear some jokes.
The mayor of
I'm always
Montreal
ready for
said that is not true. I mean, that is true, but not all of it's true.
The mayor of Montreal said that.
A
Why did he say that?
a CIA memo said this: have we gone beyond the bounds of reasonable dishonesty?
Yes, I can answer that for him. Yes.
The president of
Are these
Brazil.
quotes or something?
The president of these are political statements by politicians.
Politicians. Okay.
In Brazil, the president said, "I intend to open this country up to democracy, and anyone who's against me, I will put you in jail."
He kind of contradicted himself there, didn't he?
The governor of
Wow.
West Virginia said this: "Things happen more frequently in the future than they do in the past." Sometimes, in order to
That's
make progress and move ahead, you have to stand up and do the wrong thing. Politics.
These must be some dumb politicians.
Dan Quayle,
Well,
if we don't succeed, we run the risk of failure.
he said a lot of dumb things.
Jerry Brown was governor of California. I remember him.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to move left and right at the same time. Ronald Reagan, president.
These must have been like miscues that they made in their
They're-
speeches.
They're stupid.
This is funny.
Ronald Reagan said this: "Facts are stupid things."
He might have meant to say that, though.
One of our
He gets some good
senators,
speeches.
one of our senators said this: "First they tax our beer, then they tax cigarettes.
Yeah.
Now they're going to increase gasoline. The next thing they're going to do is get our women."
I can't believe one actually said that.
Well, I wonder what he had in mind. All right.
Wow.
These are
Wow.
epitaphs on tombstones.
Oh, is that like what it says on tombstones?
This is what the people put on, and it's all around the world. It's not just here in the United States.
Now, it said before we need to explain it, it says the last laugh.
Well,
So,
these are things that people put on rocks, and
Right.
they're gone.
true. Okay.
This is in Arizona. Ezekiel Hite. Here lies young Ezekiel Hite. Died from jumping, Jim Smith's claim. Didn't happen at the mining site. The claim he jumped was Jim Smith's wife. Here lies, this is anonymous, I don't know where it came from.
Oh, God.
Here lies a wife of two husbands bereft. Robert on the right, Richard on the left. In Kansas, this is in Kansas. Shoot 'em up Jake.
Shoot him.
He ran for sheriff in 1872, ran from sheriff in 1876, died in 1876, running from the sheriff. In England, Will
These are all
Smith.
true people,
Will
by the
Smith.
way. All these are true.
Here lies Will Smith, and something rarish. He was born, bred, and hanged all at the same parish.
Wow.
In Mississippi, anonymous again. Once I
Gonna be
wasn't,
wild then.
once I wasn't, then I was, now I ain't again. Jane Smith. Here
Jane
lies
Smith.
Jane Smith, wife of Thomas Smith, marble cutter. Monuments of the same style, $350. He's advertising on his wife's tombstone.
That's bad. That's bad.
This happened in Vermont. John Barnes, sacred to the memory of my husband, John Barnes, who died January the 3rd, 1803. His comely young widow, aged 23, has many qualifications of a good wife and yearns to be comforted. She put that on his rock after he died.
Again, these are true. That's what it was. That makes it even funnier.
This happened in France. Anonymous again. I am anxiously expecting you, AD 1827. Here I am, 1887. William Wiseman in England.
William Wiseman.
Here lies the body of W.W. He comes no more to trouble you, trouble you. Where he's gone or how he fares, nobody knows and nobody cares.
Woo, whoever done that did not like him.
I'm saving one for last, but here's the next to last. In Pawtucket, Rhode Island, on a boulder, not a monument, it's just a
Right.
big rock.
Oh, okay, yeah.
William P. Rothwell, M.D. This one's on me.
Oh,
Now here's the last one.
okay, let's hear it.
H.J. Daniels,
H.J. Daniels.
epitaph for his wife.
Huh? Oh, yeah, this is for his wife. Gotcha.
To follow you, I'm not content. How do I know which way you went?
That's pretty dang good.
How do I know which way you went?
I just can't get over that. Like, those were all true. That's crazy. The one woman, like, basically advertising herself. Like, her husband's dead, so, but she's not. That's what she might as well put on there.
Now those were just out of that book.
That's crazy.
I'm going to tell you one joke.
Yeah, go ahead.
A trooper pulls over a priest and immediately smelled alcohol on his breath. The next thing he notices is an empty whiskey bottle in the passenger seat.
Oh.
And he says to the priest, "Have you been drinking?" "Just water," said the priest. "Then why do I smell wine?" "Good Lord, he's done it again."
But that officer didn't know what to say.
That priest knew his Bible anyway, didn't he?
He did. He did.
Good Lord, he's done it again.
You can tell one more if you want to. It's hard to top those tombstone things. That was crazy.
Never get annoyed if your neighbor plays music at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, right.
You call him at 4 the next morning and tell him how much you enjoyed his music.
That's exactly right. That is some good advice right there.
Yogi Berra said, "Never answer an anonymous letter."
Yeah. I agree with that statement. I do.
I'll close with this one.
Okay.
Never under any circumstances take a sleeping pill, and a laxative at the same time.
What do you think of that, producer? I can't.
That would be a mistake.
That poor soul, if they do that.
That would be a mistake.
That
Don't
would
do
be.
it.
That's putting it mildly. That'd be a big mistake.
Oh, man.
Those are some good ones, Papa. Man, I do want to say that you can listen to the ball game tonight on WAT. Tip-off is at 6. Mike Smith will have the call. It's a home game.
Who would play?
The name. Let me see. Hey, I've got it somewhere. The name's just leaving me. I don't want to say the wrong team, so let me see here, folks. I'm pretty sure I know, but I
I
just
knew
don't
it
want
was
to
York
say.
Institute last week.
Yeah, I thought it was it's Jackson County,
Jackson County.
and tip-off is at 6. So Late Warriors and Warriors host Jackson County tonight, and if you don't make it to the game, you can listen to it live here on WAT. Like I said, tip-off is at 6, and Michael had the call for you, so don't forget that, folks. And next week we'll have a guest, an interesting guest.
Informative guest.
Very much so. And I know a lot of people don't know about this because I sure didn't. And she's with the food bank, and she's going to be explaining some really cool things that they have to offer that a lot of us don't know about.
And you need to know.
They really do. So,
I'm sure that some of you that are listening today, if you will listen next week, you will be glad you did.
yeah, and watching too. You really will be glad you did, because I had no idea about this. Did you? And I know a lot of people don't know. I know they don't.
Well, I do. The reason I know a little bit about it is because we have a food bank at First Southern Baptist Church where I go.
Yes. And they're going to be talking about that one too, yes.
And I have actually helped some of the people that came in because our secretary was busy, and I have helped people. They keep a file, and all you do is when somebody comes in, they've got to have an ID.
Yeah, they all require
And it's
that.
for people in Bledsoe County.
That's true too. And I think they all are like the same rule on that. I believe all the food banks have that rule right there. You got to be from this county, don't you?
Right. Well, I would think so.
I don't know of one that don't have that as a rule.
But
And I think they're going to be talking about all of them, maybe.
oh yes, they're not
going
going
to
to
be
be
talking about
talking.
First Southerns for sure, and the food bank here on Cumberland Avenue, and a few more.
I think ours is we're not open on Thursday to serve the public because we don't want to be competing against this food bank here on
Yes,
Cumberland
they
Avenue.
probably coordinate it.
And but
Which
at
is
the same
good.
time, people can come to our church from 9 o'clock until 2 o'clock, I think, and get their foods.
Is it every Thursday?
No, not just on Thursday,
Okay,
but that's the day we close down there because they're open up here.
got you. So the other days you can, okay. And that's
Of course,
at First Southern's food
the
bank.
church is not there on Monday,
Okay,
so it's really from Tuesday through Friday.
okay, good to know.
And
Didn't
so
know that either.
that one day, our church does not
Mhm.
serve the public.
So this food bank can do it. That they're connected, and that's what. Yeah, this lady will be explaining all that, and all the, like I said, all the good deals and benefits that you can get from the food bank. That, like I said, I had no idea they offered.
And it depends on the size of your family.
Yeah,
Some
and
of the
quite a
people
bit
that
of
come,
other things too.
some of the people that come down there, they have no children.
And how much money you make too. I didn't realize.
That is the key.
We didn't know that.
That is the key, and that's why you need to listen.
That's the big one right
That's
there.
the biggie.
It is.
It was a surprise to me.
It was me too. So she'll be here next week. So be sure to tune in for that, folks. And thank you for joining us today.
Yeah.
And we'll be back next week to tell you all about the food bank. So be sure to tune in. Until then, though, so long, folks. Have a
you
great week.
See you later.
Hey folks, Albert and Billy here. You're watching us on Channel 18, BTC Fiber. Check us out on BTC Fiber YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and like. And check out our Facebook page. Be sure to like and share. Thanks everybody for watching.